Weigh out 150 grams of your soil sample in one of these small mason jars. You're going to take it and put it into the oven. And you're going to have this knob turned up to 105 degrees, and you're going to leave the samples in overnight. Now that the samples have stayed in here overnight, you're just going to turn the oven off and let them cool. And then after that, you're going to be able to take them out and begin the sieving process. Grind them all up and sieve them to get all the particles that are under 2 millimeters. Okay, we're grinding up all the soil particles and we're sieving them through this 2 millimeter sieve, and we're trying to extract all the rocks from the soil sample that we got. Okay, so now we've got a soil sample that is all the particle sizes are under 2 millimeters, and so this is ready to be used for the texture analysis. 2 millimeters. We're going to weigh, and we're going to record that weight, and then we can dispose of all those. And then we're going to take all the particles less than 2 millimeters, and for the texture analysis, you're going to be using anywhere from 50 to 100 grams of soil, depending on the sand and clay content. For this particular soil, it doesn't have very much sand in it at all, so we're going to be weighing out 50 grams of the soil. Now we have to prepare a sodium hexametaphosphate solution, which is a soap solution that helps suspend the soil particles. We've got to add some distilled water. We've got this container on top of a stir plate with a magnetic stir stick in it, and first we're going to turn that on to get it moving. And then we're going to begin to add the sodium hexametaphosphate powder. You leave that there to mix for several hours to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed, and after that you're going to top it off exactly with distilled water, and you're going to end up with a solution that looks like this. So we've got our solution here, and we're going to take 100 milliliters of that solution. It's important to get this exactly 100 milliliters. Soil that you weighed out earlier, and put that into a mason jar mixed with that's marked with the sample number. You're going to add the 100 milliliters of sodium hexametaphosphate solution. And you also have to add, and after you've added the 100 milliliters of solution, you're going to add 250 milliliters of distilled water. And then you're going to mix those together. And then you're going to let that sit overnight. Okay, we're going to take the next sample, and we're going to mix it up a little bit just to get the soil particles suspended so we can try to pour most of them out.
Okay.
We're going to try to split them evenly in between these two cups here, because when you put them on the mixing machines, if you have too much liquid in these cups, if they're too full, then it'll fly everywhere. So the trick is to get all the soil out of this jar using as little water as possible.
You want it?
Just okay.
Okay.
So once we make sure that there's the level of liquid in both these cups is about even.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. About that much liquid in each one. If you have too much more than that, then it'll fly all over the place. So we're gonna clear out the timer and start it, and we're gonna put both of these on the machines for 5 minutes. DI water mixed with the sodium hexametaphosphate solution. So we're going to have to mix this up with the plunger. And first we're going to take the temperature reading. Right now it's 25 degrees Celsius. And we're going to mix it with the plunger. And right when the plunger leaves the water, you're going to start the stopwatch, and you're going to wait for 30 seconds before you take the hydrometer reading.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold it for the 60 seconds.
Then you're going to wait another 30 seconds and take a reading at 60 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And you're going to take a second temperature reading. It's important that in between each sample you rinse the hydrometer with some deionized water. And then we're going to begin the same process that we did with the blank. Going to mix the sample with the plunger. 6 hard swift strokes at the bottom, and then 6 all the way up and down through the column. As it comes out, start the stopwatch. You're going to wait and take a reading at 30 seconds.
It's 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
21.
So the step's repeated 3 times at the 30-second measurement because the hydrometer drops so quickly during this phase when there's a lot of sand. So you need to have repeatability for the first one. So you do it 3 times to get an average. 1.
23.
Just leave it in.
No, not till the third one.
Now we're going to take a third 30-second measurement.
And then leave this one for the 60.
And after the third 30-second measurement, you're going to leave the hydrometer in and wait for 60 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
17.
At this point, we record the time that the test was taken because we'll need to return and take an hour-and-a-half sample of the undisturbed column.
So it's been almost an hour and a half since we started mixing these soils, and so exactly at 2:55 is when we're taking the next reading, for example, and we'll just take another hydrometer reading without stirring it. So these are the hour-and-a-half readings that we're taking, and then we'll come back here tomorrow and we'll do a 24-hour reading, and then after that that part of it's over.